Hello and welcome to Fish Fingers and Custard, Explosion Network's Doctor Who after show, where we break down and discuss each and every episode of Doctor Who. My name's Blight, and join me, as always, it's Ashley Hobler.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here and excited for fans of anagrams.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for the people who love to sit there at home and just think about anagrams all day, this episode was a big shout out to them, and also for any aspiring 13-year-olds, you know, or however old that kid was. You know, you can get a job in a government job early with all the, you know, perks that come with such a thing.
Yeah, as long as a massive comet flies by.
Yeah. You're fine at that stage. This week's episode, The Legend of Ruby Sunday. Synopsis: the Doctor and Unit investigate Ruby's past, but as the time window reveals horrifying secrets from Christmas Eve, the mysterious Triad Technology unleashed the greatest evil of all. It was written by Russell T. Davies, directed by Jamie Donoughue. Ash, what did you think of the penultimate episode of the season?
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was it was heavy setup for whatever's happening next week. You know, but as a standalone episode, it doesn't really work or was particularly interesting. It delivered no answers the entire episode, I guess, until the final moment, and the final moment only is going to hit for long-time fans. You know, if a newcomers, which you would think this show is for, or people who have been watching the show for the last, 10, 12 years, it's like, what? But yeah. I really enjoyed the episode. Up until the end, at which point I went, I don't get it. And then I'm sure, like a lot of people, went straight to Google. To find out what the hell was going on. But I don't want to dismiss everything up until that point. Like my intrigue levels were on high alert. I was really into it. I was like, what's going on? What's happening? You know, the Doctor punching the wall. Like, you know, Ruby's over here crying. Who's her mother? Like, I don't want to. Like, I definitely feel like I'm with you in that the ending. I feel like maybe the endings rub the whole episode off in the wrong way for you, which I'm trying not to let it do. And I'll clarify. I don't think the ending's like bad. It's just, you know, it's just you're along for the mystery the whole episode. You're like, what's going on? What's happening? And then the reveal happens, and the show does the whole. Like, I'm like, I have no idea who the hell that is. Like, what do you like? I feel like they were going, or Russell T. Davies was going for the reveal of the Master the first time again.
And
it just didn't land because we don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the argument can be made, even if it was the Master or someone that we knew, then it would be still, I thought this was for new fans. They don't know who the Master is either. So either way.
I mean, it's hard to go that when the entire episode we thought that Susan Triad was his granddaughter.
True, and they've done it, at least when they built, if that was going to be the reveal, at least they've done a really good job of, like, explaining who that person is across several episodes and stuff like that. So
really?
Well, like, at least enough.
Having a granddaughter.
Yeah, enough that you would.
The second episode.
Enough that if it happened, you would be like, oh, right. Like, I've got questions, but right. Like, you wouldn't be as confused as I think you are at the end of this episode. So let's sort of go backwards. Let's start then, because obviously that's the biggest thing. So Radio Times has an article, Doctor Who and Master One Who Waits, Major Twist Explained. They wrote, who is the one who waits? The Legend of Ruby Sunday, the first chapter of an epic two-part finale, saw Doctor Who finally answer a question that's been hanging over the show for 6 long months. If you cast your mind back to The Giggle, the third and last of last year's 60th anniversary specials, you recall that the 14th Doctor, David Tennant, once again faced off with the Toymaker, played by Neil Patrick Harris, a seemingly all-powerful being who nonetheless feared one opponent, the one who waits. Quote, there's only one player I didn't dare face, the one who waits, the Toymaker confesses. I saw it, hiding, and I ran. Now we know the enigmatic figure's true identity, but who are they and what is their history of the Doctor? So, blah, 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 blah. The evil episode is revealed at the episode's climax to be Sutek, is how I'm going to pronounce it. Sutek? Okay. Sutek, the god of all gods, who serves as mother and father and other of the gods of chaos, a pantheon of supernatural beings. what did we say it was? Sutek.
Sutek.
Sutek materializes inside Unit HQ, promising Kate Stewart and her assembled forces that all life will perish at my hand. The Legends of Ruby Sunday marks a dramatic return for Sutek, a character who last appeared in Doctor Who almost 50 years ago. In the 1975 serial Pyramids of Mars, the fourth Doctor, played by Tom Baker, and Sarah Jane Smith, Elizabeth Sladen, first encountered Sutek, one of a race of Ozarians, being of godlike power who are worshipped by many cultures across the universe, including on Earth in ancient Egypt. When the archaeologist Professor Marcus Scarum excavated the inner chamber of a pyramid beneath which Sutek was imprisoned, it allowed the villain an opportunity to escape. Sutek controlled Scarman's corpse while it constructed a war missile aimed at the Eye of Horus on Mars, which was beaming a single signal to suppress Sutek's powers and hold him prisoner. The Eye of Horus is destroyed, enlisting Sutek, but in the final showdown on Mars, Doctor is able to extend the terminus of time tunnel down which Sutek is traveling into the far future. The end result, Sutek appears to age rapidly and eventually perish, with Doctor suggesting that he may have lived for as long as 7,000 years before his demise. Recent episodes of Doctor Who have seen the TARDIS behaving peculiarly, making odd grinding sounds. In the Devil's Cord, Ruby assumes that the noise is a result of the Doctor freeing his ship from Maestro's control, but the Time Lord tells her that is something else is responsible. The Legend of Ruby Sunday reveals the cause of the grumbles. Sutek survived his apparent exploration by weaving himself into the fabric of the TARDIS. The quote is, "He has hidden in howling void," explains Sutek's harbinger, Harriet. He has hidden within the tempest. He's braved the storm and the darkness and pain and whispered to the vessel. All this time he whispered and delighted and seduced the vessel did obey. The Lord of Time was blind and vain and knew nothing. So yes, Legend of Ruby Sunday confirms that Sutek is the one who waits, courtesy of Ruby's neighbor, Mrs. Flood. There's a storm coming in, she says, delivering one of her trademark looks at the camera. He waits no more. Also, as a note, who are the gods of chaos? The toy maker, the god of games, the trickster, the god of traps, as previously seen in the Sarah Jane adventures. Maestro, the god of music. Reprobate, the god of spite. The Mara, the god of beasts, previously seen in Kindra and Snake Dance. The threefold deity of malice, mischief, and misery. Incenser, the god of disaster, and her children called Doubt and Dread. As per the
monologue.
Monologue. All right. Does that help explain everything? Are we good now?
Oh, no.
Why not? What more information do you need?
Why? Which I guess we're going to get next week. Why is he back? Why now? How? You know? Has he been just hiding on this TARDIS the entire time? Why did he introduce Susan Triad? Oh,
yes.
Triad,
that's a good question.
Why the Harbingers, you know?
Yep, good question.
All these things, you know?
I mean, I'm sort of like...
Who is Ruby's mum?
Yeah, well, that's the... So the synopsis for next week's episode is... the Doctor has lost. His ageless enemy reigns supreme, and a shadow is falling over creation. Nothing can stop the devastation, except perhaps one woman. Obviously, I think the woman's Ruby, surely.
Surely.
Like, the whole season being like, there's something about her. Like, what's special about her and all this sort of stuff. So, I feel like surely it has to be her. But yeah, I mean, I think I know nothing about Sutek. As I said, I went straight to Googled Sutek, like I'm sure a lot of people did. I don't hate Russell T Davies using really old, weird references to Doctor Who that not everyone's going to get. I don't hate it, but I would agree with you in that at least when you're coming off, it's a one of two part finale, but you're just left with so many more questions, and it's going to be. It's just really hard to judge this episode without seeing the second part. I feel, you know. Like maybe if the second part wraps everything up, or maybe not, maybe leave a little bit for next season or something. I don't know. But at least if we get enough explained next episode that you can look back on this episode and that episode and go, you know what?
Okay.
Together.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. But currently, you're just left with 1,000,001 questions.
Yeah. I mean, there was some good stuff there at this front. Like, obviously, reintroduced with the unit group. You know, and Shooty's doctors, you know, like, very excited to see everybody. Pointing everybody out and, you know, having fun. We do have a random 13-year-old. And what's her name in the wheelchair is gone, you know, for whatever reason.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
Replaced by Rose. Nepotism, you know.
I do like seeing Rose back though. I'm gonna be honest. So.
Yeah. You know, we get some Mel again, you know, all tying in. You know, they got multiple operations. I do enjoy that he's like, oh, you know, have you got a time window? And Kate's like,
no, you said not to have that. You told us in 1970s that we cannot have a time window.
Yeah, but do you have a time window? 10 falls down.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid humans. Don't listen to anything I believe. So, yeah, I don't know. Though, I mean, yeah, it would have been cool too. It was weird to see that time window thing, and then the TARDIS is right there, and they're not looking away to see the Doctor save Ruby as a baby from the goblins. And, like, that's a pretty cool thing to see in the distance, right? Impaling that ship on top of the church.
Yeah, it's actually.
He came back really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Ruby's mother, or the person who put the baby there, I mean, is really.
Yeah, I mean, what? Well, I mean, how's it all pieced together? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how it's pieced together. Like, is it?
Because after,
I mean,
it
is
really
it
does
the
feel like
opposite of Sutek? I guess. Like, does he have an opposing force within the pantheon of gods? You know, and that's what she was pointing at, not the Doctor, pointing at Sutek encompassing the TARDIS.
Well, she was pointing at the TARDIS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's pointing at the TARDIS, going, Sutek's there. But yeah, her face is hidden because reasons. She leaves Ruby. Does she know the Ruby would get found? I don't know, like.
Or is that Ruby
from the future?
Putting the baby Ruby.
Yeah. I was waiting for some stupid reveal like that, but I feel like we've seen that sort of thing
before.
Weird timey-wimey shit like that before. I don't know. I also feel like the Susan mentions have been so much this season that I'm sort of annoyed at the swerve at this point. If we don't,
why was she placed in all those places? Why is she having all those dreams of different things?
Yeah, it doesn't like this. It nearly feels like it sort of. It's like when the episode finishes and the Sutek reveal happens. It's like it's sort of your mind hyper focuses on that, but then forgets all the other shit that still has even more questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
people were really cool in this really crazy Doctor Who world with someone called Harriet Arbinger coming and working at the unit. You didn't see any signs
because they literally cross their arms. Kate goes, yes, well, as soon as we saw a group called Triad, we knew it was a TARDIS anagram, so we were straight onto it. What was that? What was that hiring it? Yeah, yes, we're very good at picking up on anagrams and weird names, things, Doctor. You don't need to. We're pretty smart over here at Unis. Yes.
Yeah, we're very clever.
We're clever people. You don't need to mess around with us. Don't you worry. You know? So no, I do think that's a little bit silly, but yeah, I mean, I'm left confuddled a bit, you know.
Yeah,
but it's hard for me to
it's
not
hard,
say
but it's just part one. Yeah,
it's really. But it's like okay, and even let's not forget that we have the neighbor, Mrs. Flood,
right? Who showed her true colors with Ruby's grandma
to get a drink or whatever she says.
Just won't get her a cup of tea.
Won't get her a cup of tea.
What a bitch.
But she's so disconnected from everything, yet obviously part of it
she's
somehow.
Connected in some way.
But she's also, again, looked at the freaking camera. Why is she the only person that's breaking?
I think she's one of the other gods. That's
yeah, which one?
Process. I don't know. Maybe with the one that wasn't listed.
Yeah, no.
The god of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, imagine if that was the thing. Oh, where'd my article go here? Toy
The
maker,
god of
no,
jimming the
found
camera.
him. The trickster, the god of traps. No. Maestro, we've had. Reprobate, the god of spite. The Mara, the god of beasts. Malice, mischief, and misery. Incenser, the god of disaster. And their children called Doubt and Dread. Doesn't seem to fit any of them, to be
I'll
honest.
tell you what I thought at one point. Because Ruby's mum was in, like, she's looking at the thing through the time window or whatever. It's like, I know what that is. That's the beast. I'm like, shit, are they going to bring the devil back? Is that who the big bad's going to be? That would be a bold choice for a brand new season of Doctor Who. We're going to fight the devil again.
I mean, they did do that in what, like episode
but
1?
But no, instead they're going
2,
with an Egyptian god. So, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, same difference, you know. Yeah. So, look, I got to be honest, I got nothing. Like,
no.
You can sit here and theorize a million times over, but I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
There's just so many variables and stuff to what direction, I guess. Do you reckon we do get it all solved or what?
I think we'll get it mostly solved. I don't think we're going to end with everybody dying and being killed by Sutek. So there's that. You know, it's not uncommon for Doctor Who to pull the rabbit out of the hat in the final episode and like kind of explain everything. I feel like, in my mind, this next episode is going to be very similar to the Matt Smith season finale, the astronaut season. Something like that. So, yeah. That's my gut feel at the moment. So, there's just a lot of questions. Maybe they don't need to be answered, but a fair number need to be answered to keep people around for another season.
Yeah, I feel like Mrs. Flood has to be another person, right? But maybe she is. Like, I feel like she'll be if she's another villain, she'll just carry on to the next season, right?
Yeah. She'll kill the grandma and she'll move on. Through neglect.
And until it doesn't, I'm still gonna stay that episode where they go through like 73 years or what, 73 yards. I still feel like that has to have more meaning to everything that happens. I can't not. I just can't. I can't. I refuse to give up.
You know, and Rogue has to come back next week.
I mean, the other thing I found interesting is, you know how they thought, what's the actress's name again? Millie Gibson. Yeah. You know how I thought she left for season 2, but then they were like, oh no, she's still here because they hired that other girl or whatever. Maybe those rumors and stuff started because they was trying to keep her more secretive because of some reveal.
Maybe like, oh, we'll kill her off in this first season. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to keep. Yeah, maybe that was part of the thing.
And maybe they are going to kill her off. We don't know.
Maybe they are going to kill off.
This is all initial rate. Do you know?
Yeah, it's true.
One other thing, I enjoyed Ncuti this episode, especially him in the, I don't know, them about to get in the elevator to go see Susan, and like him being kind of conflicted and like unsure, you know, which is not a shade we've seen on the Doctor recently, at least this season. Like, he's been pretty confident and kind of cocky about, you know, what's going on, or is like, you know, a moment of weakness, I guess. You know. Him actually getting violent and hitting something very undoctor.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. At least off the top of my memory, I can't remember seeing any current recent Doctor hit things.
No,
like get that frustrated, which was good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the line from Mel though. You know, just get up and fix it. Like, you're the Doctor. All right. Well, we'll I gotta be honest, I got nothing. So let's just discuss it all next week when we have presumably at least
hopefully,
a few
fingers
answers.
Crossed.
Maybe not all of them, but that'll do it for this week's episode of Fish Fingers and Custard. If you've got any theories or mind-blowing revelations you'd like to share with us, you can do that. explosionhour.com/Twitter, explosionhour.com/Discord. If you'd like to support the show and do the website, explosionhour.com/support takes you to our Ko-fi page. And until next week, we'll try and keep TARDIS together. See you then. Bye-bye.